back to another video. In today's video, I wanted to talk about how being vegan has changed over the years and why I think it is so important to focus on health. So in the last few years, being vegan has become so much easier and convenient, and there are so many vegan products out there. And in a way, I think that is so amazing because it's making it easier for people to not consume animal products and to eat some of their favorite foods in a vegan version. However, I think that being a healthy vegan has become less normal nowadays because there are so many products out there. So for example, 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, it was a lot easier to eat a healthy, whole foods, plant-based diet just because those products weren't as widely available. So you were kind of forced to eat more whole foods. So veganism is a growing movement, and that is why so many of these products are becoming widely available. There's just so much more demand for it. But I'm gonna explain why I think that focusing on a healthy vegan diet is not only better for you, but it also is better for the animals. So anyone who understands what veganism is knows that being vegan is about the animals at the core. You are doing what you can to reduce animal suffering through consumption of food and use of products that may contain animals. You're trying to minimize your impact to animal suffering. And the main contributor to animal suffering is from food, which is why the vegan movement is so focused around food. And there are so many ways you can eat a vegan diet. You can eat a junk food vegan diet, you can eat a whole foods vegan diet. So I think that a huge reason why people are not successful on a vegan lifestyle is because they are not listening to the plant-based doctors. So one thing that happens when you make the ethical connection to animals when you become vegan, you no longer see animal products as food. No matter how hungry you are, what state you're in, you don't see that as food, so you won't eat it. And what I see a lot of vegans do is they go to vegan junk food, or they start eating a certain way that is not recommended by plant-based doctors, and they do this for weeks, months, years, and their health starts to deteriorate, and they're at a state where they don't know what to do because they've made this ethical connection, but their health is declining, and that's obviously not good for the animals and not good for their health. So I think it is so important for anybody adopting a vegan lifestyle to do your research and follow what the plant-based doctors say. So the recommendations of plant-based doctors might vary slightly, but from all the research I have done, their recommendations are very similar. They all advise you to eat a whole foods plant-based diet, to avoid processed foods, to not restrict your calories, to take a B12 supplement, and there are so many amazing resources out there from plant-based doctors. So Dr. Esselstyn, for example, Dr. Barnard, Dr. T. Colin Campbell, Dr. McDougall, Dr. Joel Fuhrman, and Dr. Michael Greger. I think that if you are adopting a vegan diet, you need to be responsible and listen to the doctors. Don't just listen to a YouTuber. Don't even listen to me, even though I talk a lot about what plant-based doctors do. I leave resources and I advise people to do their own research, be responsible, and get your blood test once in a while to make sure that you are thriving, not just on a vegan diet. You should do this on any diet. So you might be wondering, am I even vegan? Do I care about the animals or the environment? And the answer is yes, of course I do. I'm very passionate about animal rights and the environment. I attend Cubes of Truth, I've attended protests, and I also am passionate about health, which is why I started this YouTube channel. I've learned so much about vegan nutrition over the years and what is working, and I have had so many amazing benefits from eating the way that I do. So of the books that I just showed you, Dr. Fuhrman's recommendations just make the most sense to me for health and longevity, and I just feel so amazing eating this high nutrient whole plant food diet. And another thing about this is I have never heard of anybody who's eaten this way for years and gone back to a standard diet. This way of eating is so satisfying and just makes you feel so good. I couldn't imagine going back to how I used to eat. And I don't think there is one perfect diet for everybody. I think that everyone has to do their research and figure out what works for them. But I don't think that a junk food processed vegan diet is going to be sustainable or healthy for anybody. If you're looking purely at health, a diet that has some animal products but mostly whole plant foods is going to be healthier than a junk food processed vegan diet. It's all about educating yourself and realizing that your taste buds are very adaptable. If you are used to eating a processed food diet, just realize that it only takes a few weeks for your taste buds to become adjusted to healthy foods. So for me personally, I have been eating like a nutritarian style diet for over 2 years now. And do I ever eat processed food? Yes, I do. If I go out to a restaurant, for example, or just once in a while for family gatherings, I might eat some processed vegan junk food. But to be completely honest, I'm not lying. That stuff isn't even that amazing to me. Like, I would rather eat a high nutrient Fuhrman style meal than the junk food because it just tastes artificial, and that's because my taste buds are used to the high nutrient plant foods, and I literally crave kale salads. That's one of the principles of the nutritarian diet, is you eat a giant salad every day, and if I go a day without salad, my day is not complete. So if you're wanting to eat a healthier diet, the 3 food groups that I would recommend eating more of are firstly vegetables, especially raw vegetables and lots of green vegetables. They are highest on the nutrient to calorie ratio. Number 2 is beans, because they are so good for your hormones and they are linked to longevity. And 3 is fruit, because they are just so satisfying. And those 3 food groups are unlimited foods on the nutritarian diet. You can eat as much as you want, and the more that you eat those foods, the more that you'll crave them. And the last thing I want to say about people not being successful on a vegan lifestyle is to remember the world that we live in. We live in a world where veganism is not the most convenient thing yet. If you're vegan, you are a minority. If you're a healthy vegan, you are also a small minority. It's human nature to want to follow the crowd. So when things go wrong in your life, it's easy to blame it on the vegan diet. And I just wanted to mention this book called Undo It. So anyone who's familiar with Dr. Dean Ornish, he is a full proponent of a whole food plant-based diet, but he also puts a lot of emphasis on other factors of your life that contribute to longevity. That's another thing you need to think about. If your health is not where you want it to be, it can't all be about food. So he talks a lot about stress management. Are you incorporating things like meditation into your life? Do you have healthy relationships? Do you have intimacy? Are you taking part in unhealthy behaviors like drugs and alcohol? And are you sleeping enough every night? Are you exercising? These are other factors of life that are so important to health, and we do put such an emphasis on food. I know I do too, but I just find that people are so confused about food, which is why I talk about it so much. But there are so many other factors to health, and if you want to learn more about that, I do recommend Dr. Ornish's work because he is focused on all of those factors, not just food. So I think that if you resonate with these plant-based doctors and you've adopted their lifestyle recommendations and you have experienced benefits, I think that you should share this with people. I know there's some of you out there who are like me, who eat massive amounts of produce and look like complete weirdos with your huge salads, but that's because this is not normalized. I think we need to normalize healthy vegan eating, and I think we should save this processed vegan junk food for people who are transitioning to the lifestyle and for maybe special occasions, but it should not be the center of your diet because you will ultimately have long-term health effects from it and you will not be able to help the animals, which is the whole point of being vegan. It's unfortunate that this information is not public knowledge, but there are amazing plant-based doctors who have created these resources for us, and I think that we need to educate ourselves about what is going to prevent us from getting chronic diseases, what's going to extend our lifespan. And for me, once I learned about nutrition, I really don't think about food very much. It might seem like it because I talk about it a lot on my channel, but I really can just focus on other aspects of my life and things that make me happy because I know what I can eat. I know I can eat as much as I want of these plant foods. It's just an abundant way to live, and I can focus on other things that make me happy. So I hope this video wasn't all over the place. I just had a lot of stuff I wanted to say, and my goal is to help people be successful on a healthy vegan lifestyle. So thank you for watching, and I will see you